Stimate domnule președinte, stimați membri al Parlamentului Republicii Moldova, dragi europeni, în primul meu an în fruntea Parlamentului European am venit în această sală de plen, exact în acest loc, și am spus local, Moldova este în Europa. Este o onoare să mă întorc aici, în acest nou mandat de președinte a Parlamentului European, nu doar pentru a repete acest mesaj, ci pentru a-l reuni. If 3 years ago, dear colleagues, we spoke of candidate status as a beginning, today I am here to speak about accession as a project. The European promise is no longer a distant idea on the horizon. We have at this moment a powerful window of opportunity. And there is momentum. For Moldova and its people, it is taking shape. It is real and it is happening now. This is thanks to your country's courage, the determination of your leaders, and the conviction of your people. Thank you for this. Because, dear friends, the significance of this day, November 7th, is not lost on us. 36 years ago, just 2 days before the fall of the Berlin Wall, a small group of Moldovans, most of them young people, stood with candles in front of Soviet tanks. The old order's show of might no longer spoke for them. They knew they had the right to choose their own destiny. And through a quiet but courageous act of defiance, they stepped up to claim it. It is that same courage that still defines Moldova today. And so I cannot begin without acknowledging the historic results of your parliamentary elections in September. For the third consecutive time, Moldova chose a European path. And you have a right and a responsibility to see this through. And I'm here to say that we will be with you as your friends every step of the way. Your progress is already remarkable. And the annual enlargement package that was published 3 days ago confirms precisely this. You've successfully completed the screening process. You've adopted key roadmaps to strengthen the rule of law and democratic institutions. You've met the conditions to open the most crucial accession negotiation clusters. And you're well on your way to open all clusters before the end of the year. Even as disinformation, hybrid threats, and malicious attempts sought to destabilize the country, Moldova is advancing decisively on its accession path. Mr. Speaker, starting this new Parliament's work with a session on accession sends a powerful message. In your inaugural address, you called this Parliament the European integration generation. And we can see it. With President Maia Sandu's strong leadership and the Moldovan government's steadfast commitment to joining the European Union by 2030, you are defining a generation that will bring Moldova home to Europe. This is an ambition that runs deeper than aligning laws or harmonizing standards. You understand perhaps better than anyone what it means to be tested and to stand firm when it matters most. Because you are the people that personified the hope of Europe. It took real courage to cut dependence on Russian energy. In just a few short years, you have shown what it means to choose freedom over fear, resilience over reliance, Europe over coercion. You have proven that even when the pressure mounts, a nation can stand firm. Now, I am aware that taking a clear, pro-European stance has not been easy for your country. It has come at a high cost. And the situation, I know, remains fragile. But choosing Europe has always meant choosing solidarity. Across our union, member states have already facilitated new interconnections. Together we are diversifying our energy supplies with partners that we can all trust. This is as much in support for your country as it is collective investment. The European Parliament was the first to call for an end to Russian energy dependence, and now we are doing just that. Our decision and our direction are the same. Moldova's future is European, and that means that you will not face this journey, no matter how difficult it is, alone. You have my commitment on that. So if I have not been clear enough already, let me say, the European Parliament will do everything necessary to stand with you on your path to become European Union members. Not only political, though that matters. We were the first EU institution to call for Moldova's candidate status. We repeatedly condemn all foreign interference that seek to undermine your national stability. And we remain unwavering in our support for the Republic of Moldova's sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity. Not only financially, though that also matters. We've just disbursed €18.9 million under our Reform and Growth Facility, which follows the €270 million in pre-financing. We've revised the EU-Moldova free trade area to ensure long-term stability and to deepen your country's integration in the single market. And we've supported Moldova's entry into the single euro payments area and the Roam Like at Home area, so that young people in Moldova have the same access to opportunities, the same chance to reach their potential as everyone else throughout Europe. But I'm also talking about more practical support. Having been involved in my own country's accession process, I know from experience how important it is to have partners that are present and that are engaged, that offer hands-on support throughout the whole process. And that is why I am proud to announce that we are officially opening a permanent representation office of the European Parliament in Chișinău. A clear sign. A clear sign of our commitment to the Eastern Partnership countries and Moldova's journey towards EU membership. With this office, we'll be here on the ground every day, working alongside you, supporting you and helping you to keep up the momentum. And Mr. Speaker, members of Parliament, in a few moments I would be very much honoured to present you with a copy of this historic decision as a lasting reminder of the moment we took our partnership to the next level. Promise made, promise delivered. Now, dear friends, I know what European Union membership can mean for a country and its people. How it can lift up communities and bring concrete benefits that change lives dramatically. And I want to be emphatic when I say that this is not a gesture of generosity. It is a process that benefits everyone involved. It is a win-win for all. We're having very serious discussions about security and defence in Europe, about what it takes to keep our people safe. But the truth is, enlargement is, was and remains our strongest geopolitical tool. And especially in today's strategic reality, an enlarged European Union that is based on clear objectives, criteria and merit is the best investment in peace, security, stability and prosperity on the European continent. Europe needs Moldova just as Moldova needs Europe. And to be clear, this is not just my view. This is what people are saying across our whole continent. A recent European Union survey shows a strong majority of citizens support opening the European project to new members. The percentage is even higher among young people. People don't just want to bring Europe to Moldova, they want to bring Moldova to Europe. Just a couple of months ago, European leaders Friedrich Merz, Emmanuel Macron and Donald Tusk gathered here in Chișinău to reaffirm our unwavering support for Moldova's European future. It was the most powerful display of unity that showed Europe's door is wide open. Now we need to make sure that you can step through. Destiny is calling, and together we must answer. Earlier this week, when talking about Moldova's path towards EU membership, President Sandu said, if this is a marathon, it must have a finish line, not moving goalposts. And she's right. Time and again, Moldova and its people have shown outstanding commitment. But every commitment needs purpose. It is Europe's turn to respond with the same clarity, with the same courage and the same belief in our shared future. The time has come to open accession negotiations. In the meantime, we also need to be thinking about how this will change the way we operate. What works for a union of 27 will not work for a union of 29, for 30 or more. So while candidate countries prepare to join, we must be using this time to prepare as well. The European Parliament is not afraid to have this discussion. In fact, just last month we voted on a report to kickstart this process, because we know that we need to keep matching commitment with action. Dear friends, as President of the European Parliament, I've met a lot of people, and there have been plenty of moments that I will never ever forget. One of those moments was when I addressed the hundreds of thousands of Moldovans at the European Moldova National Assembly rally right here in this city. I will never forget the sight of those European and Moldovan flags waving side by side, or the sound of voices united in one chant, Europa este Moldova, Moldova este Europa. The European Parliament cannot and will not close the door to that dream, the history that we will write together, and I want to assure you that the European Parliament will remain with you every step of the way. Mulțumesc!